Hey F&G, welcome to Guam. Don't worry, your first mission will be an easy one. We're resupplying a fire support base. You'll be flying from the right seat. Here the AC flies from the left seat because the downward visibility is better here through the chin bubble. It comes in handy when we gotta land in a tight LZ, and believe me, LZs around here are tighter than Jane Fonda's ass. Have you checked the pencil mark?
What pencil mark?
Man, you've got a lot to learn. Sometimes Charlie sneaks in at night, pulls a pin from a hand grenade and puts a rubber band on the handle to keep it from popping. He drops it in our fuel tank and walks away. The fuel dissolves into rubber in a few hours, boom goes the chopper. We lost 2 crews this way in February, so we leave a pencil mark on the fuel cap and fuse.
Clear! Roger that.
Alright, when you're ready, come to the 3-foot hover, and if everything looks good, you can taxi out. Our first stop is the supply dump down at Company HQ, about 10 clicks to the southwest. It's right there on the map. We'll load up Santa's sleigh with candy bars, then we'll deliver it down to Firebase Berlin.
Roger that. First stop, Company HQ.
Jeez, what are you doing? Alright, listen. Around here, we either fly above 1,500 feet or right down at treetop level. Everything in between is suicide. Charlie can be hiding anywhere, and a Huey at 500 feet is easier to hit than the broadside of a barn. So do us a favor and don't get everyone killed, alright? Let's climb up to 1,500 feet until I'm sure you have a good touch on the controls.
Roger. Climbing to 1,500 feet.
Alright, we're approaching the depot. Let's contact them on Fox Mike. Check the frequency on your kneeboard.
Perth, this is Blackjack 2-1, inbound to your facility from the northeast at 1,500 feet for landing. Request landing instructions. 2-1, this is Perth. You're cleared direct to the northern pad. There's a Chinook being loaded up on the southern pad. We'll get the cargo ready. Over. Roger that.
There it is. Now set her down nice and smooth. Careful with those radio masts. Not a bad landing, new guy. Throttle back to idle. Alright boys, load her up. Loaded complete, sir. We're ready to go. Alright, let's go. She's gonna be a lot heavier now, so keep an eye on the torque and EGT. Be careful not to redline the ship or we'll have our asses in a slingshot. Roger that. Next up, Firebase Berlin. Check your map or you can go home in on them on Fox Mike. I don't know the frequency by heart. Let's stay above 1,500 feet, shall we?
Roger.
reaction. Okay, Chief, cut it out.
Yes, sir.
See that quarry over there on our left? From here on in, we're in bad guy country, so stay sharp. Alright, we're getting close. You may want to contact them for advisory. Last thing you want to do is fly into their artillery fire.
Berlin, this is Blackjack 2-1. We're ready to enter your area from the northeast, 1,500 feet AGL. Artillery advisory, please. Roger that, Blackjack 2-1. Firing to coordinates Bravo, Quebec, 5181. About 5 clicks. Max Horde, 1,500 feet. Over. Roger that, Berlin. Thank you. Out.
Alright, they'll pop smoke. Just check the wind direction. The wind whips over the mountains and it's going to hug our approach side and become a downdraft. Now you can either shoot an approach slow and fast or high and slow. My way is to overfly the LZ at 2,000 feet into the wind and lower the collective. Make a 360 descending turn at 2,000-3,000 feet per minute. It takes some practice to get right, but hey, you've still got a year.
Roger, I'll try my best. Hey
grab those crates. Look alive.
All the cargo's been unloaded, sir. Roger, let's go home now. Man, this weather. We didn't fly in anything like this out of Fort Rucker.
Yeah, the rainy season's just started, so better get used to it. By the way, I see you're flying with your seat raised all the way up.
Yeah, that's how they taught us. I've got better viz like this, and I can rest my forearm on my thigh.
Well, that's how you're gonna get yourself killed. Lower all the way so that you present a smaller target to Charlie's AKs.
Thanks, man, but I think I'd rather keep it raised.
Just put it down. I don't care how uncomfortable it is.
Roger.
Also, always wear your chicken plate and your flak vest if you want to live through your tour.
Okay, okay. This is Crown, on guard. Any ship in the vicinity of Berlin, go blue.
Hey, that's for us. Look up blue frequency on your kneeboard card.
Crown, this is Blackjack 2-1 on blue. Do you copy? Over. Roger 2-1, we need to dust off in your area. Advise when ready to copy shackles. Roger, go ahead. We have a reconnaissance team with 2 wounded and the enemy is right on top of them. They're in Bravo, Quebec 5282. Contact Bravo 6 on 42.6. Roger, Bravo, Quebec 5282, 42.6 on Fox Mike.
They're close. I marked the approximate location on the map.
Bravo 6, over. We're overhead your posit. Can you see us? Roger, we can hear you, but we cannot see you. Better hurry. The things are about 100 yards from our position. We're about to be overrun. Popping smoke. There it is. Let's go pick him up.
Not so fast, cowboy. There's another one. Charlie's probably monitoring our freak. Bravo 6, we copy blue smoke.
Roger the blue.
See? It was Charlie who popped the orange smoke, hoping we would land straight in the spider's web. You always confirm the color of the smoke first. Now go ahead and land. The smoke is coming from the northern edge of a small clearing, but it's going to be tight.
Roger.
Not bad. Now let's go straight to the hospital. It's by the sea, north of the abandoned airport. Fox Mike 4-4 for homing.
Roger that. lost a lot of blood. He needs a doctor now. Roger, I'm on the barber pole, flying at VNE, flying as fast as she'll go. Guam Memorial, this is Blackjack 2-1, 5 mics out with 2 wounded on board. Roger that 2-1, you're cleared via direct to the helipad, we'll get the stretchers ready. There's the hospital. Set her down on the pad.
Doctor, we need a doctor. Let's get him out.
Thank you, guys. Let me know your names for write-up.
Negative write-up, just doing our jobs. Let's just get back home and make babies.
Roger. Good luck, boys.
Alright, let's get back to base. That was enough action for one day.
Roger.
Uzi 2-1, inbound.
Uzi 2-1, fly heading 05447, QFE 29.25, runway 06 to pattern altitude.
Uzi 2-1, request navigation assistance.
Uzi 2-1, ADS, you're heading 5-1. Covered in blood. It's gonna take a while to wash it all off. Man, I can see right inside that soldier's stomach. Is every mission gonna be like this?
Oh, don't keep your hopes up. It can get worse. Much worse. Better learn quick or you won't make it. Nice flying today, by the way. Now tune into the Armed Forces radio on 117.2, will you?
almost immediately. They rushed the 39-year-old Negro who died of a bullet wound in the neck. Police said they found a high-powered hunting rifle about a block from the hotel. It was not immediately identified as the murder weapon. Mayor Henry Loeb has reinstated the dusk to dawn curfew he imposed on the city last week. A march led by Dr. King erupted in violence. Governor Buford Ellington called out 4,000 National Guard. Police report that the murder has touched off sporadic acts of violence in a Negro section of the city. In a nationwide television address, President Johnson expressed the nation's shock. America is shocked and saddened by the brutal slain tonight. Dr. Martin Luther King. I ask every citizen to reject the blind violence that has struck Dr. King, who lived by nonviolence. Dr. King had returned to Memphis only yesterday, determined to prove that he could lead a peaceful mass march in support of striking sanitation workers, most of whom are Negroes. Dr. King had this to say last night about the situation in Memphis.
Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they have committed themselves to that over that. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for right.
There was shock in Harlem tonight when word of Dr. King's murder reached the nation's largest Negro community. Men, women, and children poured into the streets. They appeared dazed. Many were crying. A young Negro said Dr. King didn't really have to go back to Memphis. Maybe he wanted to prove something.